Alright guys, so next thing that I've done to the truck is kind of a 2-in-1, which is the bumper and the winch combo. I guess we'll start with the bumper. This is a running for tacos hybrid Tacoma bumper, and they're in like collaboration with Little B's Fabrication, and they came up with this bumper, and I think by far it is the nicest looking bumper on the market. It is only available currently in steel, and unless you're local to them, you have to powder coat it yourself, or meaning take it somewhere who can do it, whatever. So it comes raw steel, take it somewhere, get it powder coated, you're in there another $300 to do that, and just the hassle of messing with that. So a little bit of an inconvenience, but it looks sick. There is no spot for a light bar on here, but there are brackets on both sides there and there. As you can probably see, some little brackets that you can do pod lights. I think you can get like one 3-inch and maybe a smaller one right there side by side. At some point I'll probably add at least one set in there. It does come with these tow rated shackle mounts for 3/4-inch shackles, and the winch, well, I'll show you underneath the bumper. There it is. Fabrication time for this was about 6 weeks, by the way, for me. Now onto the winch, which is the Smitty Bilt XRC. It's the Gen 2 or the Gen 3, I forgot. Whatever one's the most current. And I did go with the synthetic rope. It is a 9,500 pound winch. Now a little story on the winch. First impressions, I can't say that I'm super thrilled. And I guess I'll just tell it real quick. So, you do have to, in this bumper, mount the control box separate from the winch. So, obviously it's wired up to the winch, but then the bumper comes with a little mount that you mount this box to. And this is obviously where you plug in the controller. So, my dad and I got the winch mounted to the bumper, then the bumper mounted to the truck. Everything finished, and I did test this before mounting everything up, and I plugged in the controller and unplugged it a few times, and it was perfectly fine. And after we had everything set up, we plugged in the controller to try and spool the winch under tension, and as you can see here, hopefully, there's a little push button right here. You press that, and it kind of releases the controller. So, went to press it, and it was just flopping around. Like, you could clearly tell it was not engaging. And anyways, the controller was stuck in there, and I did research online, and I could only find one other person online who had this issue. And from what I could tell, they'd never really found a solution different than what I found. So I contacted Smitty Bilt, letting them know the issue. They said, yeah, they've had a couple different people with this problem, and now they've been trying to fix it. He didn't go into any detail of what they were doing. But immediately he sent me a new controller, and not a whole new box, but just this little section. You unscrew it and wire up some stuff inside. He sent me those, obviously free of charge, and I plugged it in multiple times and unplugged it and stuff, and it has seemed to be perfectly fine. Now, I will say the old controller worked. Like, I could still spool it up, all that stuff perfectly fine, but it was constantly draining my battery from the controller always being on. It never killed it, but it was just annoying, and I would always have people telling me, hey, you got some kind of lights on in your grill. So, I asked Smitty Bilt, I'm like, okay, well, if I'm having to do all this again, am I just going to run into the same problem, or have you guys actually fixed it? And he assured me that I shouldn't run into the same issue, but again, did not go into any detail of what they've done to remedy the problem. But as of now, it seems to be working perfectly fine. Now, it just makes me kind of nervous. You know, I mean, it's a $600 winch, and that just wasn't a very good first impression. But only finding one other person online that had that issue, I guess, shows that it's not a very common problem. So yeah, there is that. Again, I'll show you kind of up close. You can see the winch comes over this way, and then the wiring. There's a bracket back there you can't really see that this is mounted to. And, you know, we got plenty of room through this hole to be able to hook it up and unhook it and stuff. So, that shouldn't be any issue trying to gain access through here. As far as engaging, I mean, I guess you probably could reach up underneath this hole, but what I would do is just pop the hood and engage, or put it in free spool. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.